Welcome. We are continuing a chase of Beej Satta Akash seed format space in terms of the processing steps of Ganita Sutras. As we had seen that this chase is going to be a quarter by quarter. By this quarter by quarter chase means that the 16 sutras are grouped as four sets of four sutras each. The first quarter, as such, is the setup of Ganita Sutras 1 to 4. Second set is of Ganita Sutras 5 to 8. Third step is of Sutras 9 to 12. Today we are at the chase steps of Ganita Sutras 9 to 12. These sutras 9 to 12 are sequentially organized as per the text. Say Ganita Sutra 9, Chalna Kalna Bhyam. Now, here the chase is to be in continuity of the chase reached up till Ganita Sutra 8. The first quarter chase in terms of Ganita Sutras 1 to 4 has brought us face to face with the fourfold manifested creations of format for whole range of creations including seeds. So Beej as a created entity is is availing Ganita Sutras 1 to 4 as a format of manifestation. Seed as created entity is a manifested entity. This manifested entity is of the format of hypercubes. Therefore, each seed is a manifested, created entity along the format of creator's space, and as such is of the format of hypercube. We know hypercube is the representative or regular body of particular space within creator's space along the format features and values of idol of Lord Brahma, creator the supreme. Therefore, our chase as first quarter chase as along and in terms of the processing steps of Ganita Sutras 1 to 4 has brought us face to face with the manifested creation format features of seeds. And these format features are parallel to the format features of creations along the format of idol of Lord Brahma, creator the supreme. In continuity, as second quarter chase steps are in terms of processing of the Ganita Sutras 5 to 8 has brought us face to face with the explosion taking place at the transcendental origin of the creator's space. Let us have a pass. As first quarter, our reach is as a fourfold manifestation along the format of hypercube 4 within creator's space. In continuity as a second quarter chase, we have an initiation of the format features of the Beej Satta Akash as being the phenomenon of explosion, Vishphot. It is this explosion, Vishphot, which happens at the transcendental origin of creator's space. So it happens within the origin fold of the creations. Seed as creation will have its explosion at its origin fold, means at the center of the manifested format of a seed, there is a seed, there is a origin seed, and at this origin seed there happens explosion. If this explosion happens as the origin of the creator's space is a transcendental space. Five space plays the role of origin of four space. Now this explosion happening phenomenon is resultant effect of the seed beach transiting and transforming into anchor. We know the formulation anchor is of TC value 14. TC value 14 is the summation value of the four folds of the creation's format. Therefore, beach as of TC value 16 transits and transforms into the anchor of TC value 14. We know the relationship of value 16 and 14 on the one hand is as of domain and dimension, and the other hand it is of the features of the dimensional frame of creator's space and the fourfold manifestation format itself. Now, therefore, the happening of Vishphot is the happening which brings us face to face with the formulation Brahma as of TC value 29 and the formulation Vishphot as well is of TC value 29. Now we know that five space in the role of transcendental origin as a solid domain will be within a solid dimensional frame of five solid dimensions leading to value 15. Therefore, the creators of space, hypercube 4 as a fourfold manifestation layer of value 14 plus the hypercube of 5 as 5 space is leading to a dimensional frame of value 15. 14 plus 15 is 29. This is the value of formulation Brahma. This is the value of formulation Vishphot. So the happening, the explosion, the Vishphot happening at the transcendental origin seat of the creator's space is the phenomenon in terms of which within creator's space the creator himself transits into the created format. Now hypercube 4 creators of space with hypercube 14 of value 14 as the creation format when under the explosion takes to remanifestation as hypercube 14 of TC value of 29 versions is the phase and stage which deserves to be comprehended well, and it has been the reach of our second quarter chase of Ganita Sutras 5 to 8, and in terms thereof we had been face to face with Purn Bhyam, completeness and incompleteness simultaneously happening within completeness as is the format of a closed interval permitting its split as a closed interval and half closed interval. Therefore, a step ahead now as a third quarter chase in terms of Ganita Sutras 9 to 12 is going to be a chase of the Surya Rashmi, the Prakash light Jyoti flow from six space sun means at the base of the transcendental origin, as there happens to be an explosion at the origin seat. So once the origin explodes, then it brings in the reach up till its base. The base of the transcendental origin is sixth space. Now this reach, because of an explosion, is an happening which is being chased by mathematics of Ganita Sutras in terms of Ganita Sutras 9 to 12. Now Ganita Sutra 9 is the sutra which is bringing us face to face with the happening of Chalna Kalna Bhyam. This would mean that when from the static state there happens to be a transition into a dynamic state, then with the explosion, the lethargy, the static state stands transited into a dynamic state. Once there happens a dynamic state in a completeness, then every point, as is depicted here, every point, every in-between point of the closed interval becomes a middle point. Wherever this point will be, it will be a middle point. Now, but once this has a static placement, then it will be having coverage up till the point. It is this coverage up till the point, because of the dynamic state, amounts to the transformation of the chalna, because of a dynamic state, into kalna as a manifested accumulation. Now it is this phenomenon of sequential manifestation because of the coverage during the dynamic state situation. Now it is this happening within the seed is the happening which, when is chased in terms of the TCV value of formulation Chalna Kalna Bhyam, it brings us face to face with the value 56. The value 56 is the value of the TCV of the formulation Chalna Kalna Bhyam. The formulation 56 is a flow path of the light from the orb of the sun up till the core of the earth. The core of the earth means up till the transcendental origin. Therefore, it is a reach from 6 space to a 5 space and is of value 56. One shall sit comfortably and permit the transcending mind to be face to face with this phenomenon of third quarter, that is the after the explosion happening at the transcendental origin. Once there happens an explosion at the transcendental origin, then naturally there will be a reach up till the base. We see that 6 space plays the role of a base of 5 space origin. Now it is this two-way happening from 6 space reach up till 5 space, and from 5 space reach up till 6 space. It is this reversal of an orientation happening because of the spatial layer of the greater space deserves to be comprehended. Therefore, in continuity, when a reach is at the Ganita Sutra 10, Yav Dunam, which literally means deficient. Now, here it is Sutra 10. However, the number of letters being availed is 9. We know that value 10 and 9 stands coordinated, firstly as the range of discrete points numbering 10 lead to as many as 9 gaps. Secondly, on the face of it, these number of gaps, 9, is deficient from the discrete range value 10. It is this deficiency which deserves to be comprehended as the manifested phenomenon. It is this manifested phenomenon which takes us from nth power to n minus 1th power, that 1 degree less. It is this reach in the reverse orientation is a reach which brings us face to face with the value 0, 0 space, and the 0 as dimension, and the 0 number of dimensions is a feature which deserves to be comprehended well. One shall sit comfortably and permit the transcending mind to be face to face with, to be parallel with the negative dimensional order on the one hand and the negative number of dimensions on the other hand. The success of the Vedic systems is that it has successfully tamed value 0, 0 space, and the negative dimensional orders. Now, to have a proper approach for the negative dimensional orders and to have proper comprehension of negative number of dimensions is a degree of comprehension which each and every sadhaka is to aspire for. Therefore, the chase of the phenomenon happening within the seed as Beej Satta Akash is the happening which deserves to be comprehended well. For it, one shall sit comfortably and be face to face with the sequential reach from value 1 to value 0 and a step ahead from value 0 to value minus 1. This value's reach, when is approached along the geometric formats, it will take us from one space to a 0 space and step ahead to a minus 1 space. So the minus 1 space is as much a reality as is a 0 space or as is a 1 or any other positive space. So the reach of the Vedic systems by the rule of deficiency, by the rule of Yavdunam, from the positive orders to the negative orders will further make us blissful as the negative number of dimensions will be a real mathematical domain. One can sit comfortably and see that if we are on the surface of an earth and if we fly 1 unit in the space outside as a positive reach, then to have a reach of 1 unit within the earth will be a negative value system. So the positive value system and the negative value system are distinct systems, but the negative value systems can be tamed and can be chased in terms of positive value systems is the success, and it is this success which will inspire us to have a chase of the existence phenomenon in the form of manifestation of brick tree from within the seed beach. A step ahead at the domain of the deficiency, we can see that the TC value of the text Ganit Yabdunam is 41, which is 1 less than 42. We know value 42 is the synthesis value of a pair of transcendence ranges of a spatial order. So to have a transition from the linear order to a spatial order, and that too by and in terms of the extent of deficiency, is the reach of the Vedic systems. It is this reach which, when extended in terms of Yabdunam, Tabdunam Upsutra, or Yabdunam, Tabdunam, which leads us to as the Vargam square as a spatial unit, as a spatial order of the creator's space, then we will appreciate as to how the Vedic systems are very successful methodology for the derivatives of higher orders, as well as the differential equations, integrations, and all those aspects which are normally being availed by the modern systems to some extent. For full extent of this range of operators, we have to be face to face with Ganita Sutra 10 and Ganita Sutras 7 and 8, 6 and 7. A step ahead is Ganita Sutra 11. It is Vyasti Sameshti. One may have a pause here and take note that the Vedic mathematics reach here is of excellent features. These features are that it helps chase line within a line, along a line, square within a square, cube within a square, hypercube n within hypercube n. Now we know that structurally the inner square is certainly of different format features than that of the external square, likewise the cubes and likewise the hypercubes. Now the TCV value of Ganita Sutra 11 is the value which will help us appreciate that the value comes to be of the format of duplicating creators of space. To duplicate hypercube 4 is the potentiality of the solar universe, and it is being tamed by the Ganita Sutras. Therefore, the reach of the Ganita Sutras as third quarter set of sutras 9 to 12 is ultimately going to be of the reach of Sheshankain Charmain, which text is of 75 TC value. The value 75 is the value which is parallel to the synthesis of a pair of transcendence ranges of transcendental order. One shall have a pause here, sit comfortably, and be blissfully face to face with this reach of the third quarter of a synthesis value of pair of transcendence ranges of a transcendental order. It is this reach which in fact is the reach of the TC value of Ganita Sutra 1 itself. One may have a pause here and take note that Ganita Sutra 1 and the Ganita Sutra 12 stand coordinated being within creates a space of spatial order where the reversal of orientation comes into play because of the happening of an explosion at the transcendental origin of the creator's space. In the next quarter chase of Ganita Sutras 13 to Ganita Sutras 16, we will be picking up the thread, and in continuity of this reach, we will ultimately have a reach at the full range of the expression of our solar universe as of the format of 13 geometries range of 6 space. Thank you very much.